Boom! Yo guys, welcome to today's video. Um, I'm just gonna go through how I train today, take you guys along with me. Today is my pulling day, so let's get into it. How I start is, oh yeah, let me take you out here. How I start is I need to train my static skills first. If you have seen my previous videos, then you know the skills that I'm training and why. If you haven't, oh, it's dark. If you haven't, um, then I train for the full planche as well as the back lever because those are the two that I'm actively going to use in my training. So, what that looks like is I'll give you guys, I do 3 sets for each movement that I'm practicing. So, right now it's the planche. I do 2 sets of the variation that I'm on, and then I'll do 1 set of a dynamic movement um, of an easier variation. So I'm gonna show you guys the first set, and then I'll pause the video and then come back to it when I'm on that last one. So the first set and the second set are gonna be the same thing. All right. If you are practicing the planche, you want to turn your hands out. It's gonna release a lot of that stress on your wrist instead of like just having them out like this. If you turn them out slightly, it helps a lot. All right. So lean forward and hold. All right, that was the first one. I'll come back whenever I'm done with the. I'll come back when I'm at the third set. All right. So, um, one thing I forgot to tell you guys is I rest about a minute and a half to 2 minutes in between um, each set, just so my muscles have time to fully recover from that set, so I can go at the next one with the same intensity. If I were to go at it every 30 seconds or so, or every minute, like on the minute, I wouldn't be able to perform that next set as efficiently as that first one. But here's the last one. Oh, hold on. There we go. So the variation that I'm currently working at is the tuck planche, as you guys saw. But for the third set, um, what I'm doing is my dynamic movement is a pseudo push-up. So basically, what that is same setup for the planche. You turn your hands out, you protract your scapulas. It's like what that looks like is this right here. You hollow out, not like this. You hollow out just like that. So what I'll do is hollow out, lean forward, and then bang out some push-ups. And that's my planche training. That was 3 sets total. You just saw the first one and the third, but second one's the same as the first. Now, after I give myself about a minute, 2 minutes, then I'm gonna get into my um, front lever, whatever. I'll show you guys. Um, so as I was saying, today is my pull day. So how I structured it is I have my static training, my warm up sets, which I already did off camera. But static training, and then I'll get into my body weight movements. I do that for about 3 sets, and then I do a weighted body weight, which I'll do for 2. So 5 sets for my vertical pulling, and then 5 sets for my horizontal pulling, and I'll bring you guys along with it. All right, so now I'm gonna start my other static skill, front. I'm gonna call it front lever. Um, so I'm gonna start that. Let me find something to prop the camera up. So this is the variation that I'm on right now. I'm gonna flip you guys like so. Okay, so the one that I'm currently working on is an advanced tuck. So I'm not necessarily sticking my feet out yet, but I'm not in a complete cannonball position. So that'll be my first 2 sets. Different angle. There you go. Just like so. Ugh. Oh my gosh. Okay. The trick with this movement is you want to try and keep your back as straight as possible. Obviously, when you're holding your body, there's going to be some round to the back. But as far as the lower back, like the mid to lower back, that's what you want to try to keep as straight as possible. One thing that I'll do is, I'll make videos of me performing these movements so I can see exactly what it is I'm not doing so I can work on that. I would have to go back and look at the footage for this one, but I've been working at my form with this one. I did have my feet out, but my lower back it had a poor engagement, so I had to go back a variation so I can work on that form. But yeah, I'm going to get that next set done, and then I'll show you guys my third set for that, and then we'll start hitting the training. All right, I'm just about ready for that last set. Whew. Dude, you really feel it in your lats. Like, this whole area, that's what you're stressing when it comes to that front lever. If you've ever done a lat pull down, or if you know what that is, stepped on my shoe. You'll grab the bar and you pull it down right here, just straight down. When you're doing the front lever, you're holding yourself right here, and you're just straining this part of your back. You're straining your lats because you're constantly having to hold that. You're constantly having to hold them right there with that engagement. So, dude, you feel it. You really feel it. All right. So here's the last set, and then we're going to start the pull day. So let me just get you guys like right here. So, all right. For my second set, I tried something a little different. I did stick out one leg, and I held that as long as I could, and then I brought it back into the advanced tuck. So I'm gonna start doing that from now on, because I could hold that advanced tuck for quite a while. So I was like, okay, let's move up a variation, and I maintained that form. But dude, that was tough. It was really easy when I didn't have a good form, but now that it was really easy, when I didn't have a good form. But now that I do, and now that I'm practicing that, now I'm actually really having to grind and work at it to maintain proper form. All right, this is the dynamic movement. That's it. All right. So I'm gonna take a minute or two, and then we'll get into the first go round. One thing, I'll just talk to you guys while I rest. So I wake up early in the morning, and I have my own morning workout routine. Right? I don't know why I did spin. But so what that looks like is in the morning I'll do 2 sets of the next variation of movements that I'm working up to. So you'll see that this pull day, it's nothing but just regular pull-ups. That's because in the morning I'll do 2 sets of archer pull-ups. It's not a ton of work, but every single day, all throughout the week, every morning, 2 sets, your body uses that volume and you get stronger. And because of that practicing, that constant practice, you'll get better at that movement. Um, so for my pull day, I practice those rows that I just did, as well as archer pull-ups for my pulling. So I feel I'm tired. Not quite ready. Not quite ready, but we can get it. Okay, so I have 3 sets of the regular body weight movement, and then I have two sets of a weighted movement. Let me go grab that weight vest real quick. Okay, and then I do 2 sets with this afterwards. It's not much. It's about maybe 15 pounds. I'm working on getting a heavy one. I want to get one that has removable weights and it goes up to like 30-35 pounds. That's perfect. All right. So I'm gonna show you guys the first set, and we'll cut back whenever I start my weighted training. I'm gonna knock 3 of these sets out, and then I'll do 2 with the weighted. Whew. I'm gonna stop right there. One thing that I do before I pause the video is I like to train with about 2 reps in the tank, 2 reps in reserve. So I could probably knock out 12, 11 for sure, but I could probably knock out 12. So I'm gonna stop at 9. And just as that max goes up, like you'll feel it as you're grinding it out, like, oh, I can do more. But just if you reserve those 2 reps in the tank, you'll be able to hit the next set with the same intensity, and the next set with the same intensity. Although, when it comes to the weighted training, the last set of my body weight and the weighted training, that's where I get close to failure. 1 rep in the tank, maxed out, that's where I'll put that in. But for the first 2 sets, maybe the last one of the body weight, I'll try to keep about 1 or 2 reps in the tank. But yeah, so I'll see you guys when I start the weighted pull-ups. Yo, I'm on my last set for the weighted pull-ups. I feel it. My arms, my back. I feel it. But you'll notice that I put these things right here. They're lifting straps. I used to do a little bit of weightlifting, but now I'm calisthenics committed, at least for like the next 4 months. You guys are gonna come along with me for my fitness journey, but I put these up here because my hand started to slip from the bars. This door frame is not big enough to rest right here on these, so I can't do any wide pull-ups. I mean, I can, but I'm literally holding on with just 2 fingers. So that is more of a forearm workout than it is a back workout, so I don't really waste my time with that. But I put these here because the material it is, I can just grip it, and I'm not gonna slip through because it's not just the bar. So hold on, give me 1 second. So kind of recovering. Whatcha! All right, you guys ready? Am I ready? All right, let's go. Oh man. All right, here we go. Dude, pulling external weight, that's tough, man. Like you really feel it. You really feel it. I'm a stall a little bit. One thing that I do is when it comes to the body weight movements,
I always try to push between 15 and 20 repetitions before I switch the variation. When it comes to the weight training, the weighted calisthenics, if I'm doing 10 and above, it's time to add weight, because this is what I primarily use to help me build more strength, like to help me with those first initial reps, building that lower end strength, rather than muscular endurance. Um, but calisthenics is more of a hypertrophy work, as well as some muscular endurance as well, peaking at around 20 or so. Um, but yeah, so you'll never see me do more than 10 reps with the weights. I mean, you might see me do like 11, but right then at that point it's time to add weight because I can do more than 10, you know. All right, let's go. Oh man, let me move this one a little bit. There we go. Gotta get a good grip right there. Whoo! Who is that? Like 5? I can do 8. Ugh. Never kip. Don't do that. If you can't pull yourself to the top, don't do that rep. Hold on. There we go. That last rep was not. Hold on. That last rep was not a. Why isn't it flipping? Hold on, guys. I'm trying to get my camera all situated. There we go. That last rep was not a good example of strict form, but it was a good example of you need to pull yourself to the top. You cannot kip. Like you'll see here, look, this is what I mean. You have to. All right, take it off. All right, you have to. Oh man, pull yourself to the top, even if your chin just barely makes it over. What I do not want to see is this. You're struggling, you kip yourself to the top. Like you use momentum. You're not. It's a pull up. You're not trying to hit some high knees. All right. So yeah, just make sure that you pull yourself to the top. Even if you're right there, you can just get in a little more. As long as you're not kipping. You're not trying to do this. You gotta pull. What I do in between my working sets, I just hit my pull-ups. Now I have to go hit my rows. Let me set my chair up for that real quick. I will work my shoulders. I do one set per movement, in between and after. So I just finished my pull-ups. That means now I have to hit my lateral shoulder head as well as the rear. See, look, you can see I've got a really developed front head. The lateral head's coming in the rear. It's all taking shape, but you'll never see me directly hit my front delt because of all the different compound movements that I do when it comes to pushing with calisthenics. That front delt gets trained a lot. So you will see me, however, do a lot of direct work for the lateral head and the rear. So I'm actually going to bang those out right now. Oh. Okay, so look. I'll show you guys something. You grab your dumbbell or your kettlebell, grab onto the wall. Look, chin is around. You want to lean out. Why are we going to lean out, Taylor? Because it forces this lateral head to already be engaged and start working from just having the dumbbell down by your side. See, look. It's right here, so it's not really working. Now it's having to hold its weight, like hold it up. So, another thing, when it comes to this, I'm going to get you guys in a good angle so you can see this. Because this is important. This is really important. You don't want to not have good form when it comes to training your shoulders, because you can hurt yourself, man. And I don't want that for you guys. Okay. When you're doing them, a lot of people will keep their arms straight and throw it up. You're going to put a lot of tension right here on this joint, holding your arm together. Let there be a bend. The shoulder does not catch with where the hand is. It engages and catches where the elbow is going. So you lead with the elbow. Whichever direction the elbow is going, that's the head you're going to hit. So if I bend over and my elbow is going behind me, I'm going to hit the rear. Now that I'm standing, if my elbow goes up the side, look at that. Boom. And you can't see. Boom. Boom. See, I'm leading with the elbow. I'm not trying to get my hand up really high. I'm trying to get my elbow up. That's what's going to catch that medial delt. Give me a second. All right. Your muscles also don't understand numbers, reps. They understand intensity and time under tension. So you can keep track of how many reps you're doing when it comes to like breaking down the muscle if you want to. I do that for my compound movements. But when it comes to shoulders or my calves or my forearms, I don't pay attention to the time or the rep count. I just pay attention to the tension and the intensity of the workout. That's what they understand. Your mind understands the reps and all that, but the muscles themselves, they don't. They just know that they're getting worked and they need to grow. Yeah. Feel burn. Love to burn. I'm big. I'm hot. Ugh. Alright. There. I'm gonna give. Hold on, guys. My camera's got to flip. I don't want to be upside down in the shot. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna give it time to fix itself. I'm gonna give myself some rest. Hit my rear. The rear head, and then I'll bring you guys along for my my horizontal training. The video is kind of getting a little long. The video is getting a little longer. So I'm gonna show you guys what it is I do for my horizontal pulling, and then I'm just gonna end it right there because I don't want this to be too long for you guys. So look, here's what I'll do. I always put my feet on something. So I got my chair, my desk chair here. So what I'll do is keep your back straight, your lower back. You don't want your hips to sag. Not like this, like this. It's okay if
this part of your back has some rounding to it, you want everything down to your feet to be straight. I mean, it looks like it's got rounding, but as you build that turtle shell back, you can't keep that straight. It's literally like a freaking turtle shell. So look. Up, slow, up, slow. I do that for about 3 sets, and in my last set, I don't do weighted. What I do is I'll move my my dip bar. Let me give you guys a different angle. I'll move my dip bar over somewhere, and I'll pull myself into the tuck front lever and do rows like that for my last 2 sets instead of weighted. So yeah, that's my training. That's what I do. Stay tuned. I'm gonna give you guys the push and the leg day one day. I do train my legs. I just don't really feel the need to make a video unless you guys want to see a video on that. Then I'll make one. But when push day comes back around, I'll make a video on that as well. So stay tuned, man. Like and subscribe. Share the video if you want. And peace out.